Training frequency. This is a topic that comes up way more often than not, specifically for older populations, and trying to figure out for the untrained, sedentary older adult, for the moderate or slightly trained older adult, or for the very well-trained older adult, how often should they be training a week? There's great research for this, and it goes back to one of the oldest research articles that I can find specifically on the topic, okay? This comes directly out of the Fitness Professional's Guide to Strength Training for Older Adults, Batchel and Westcott. And in here, they have, as you can see, I reference this often. We have it dog tagged on here. They have on here a review of the material that includes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different research articles that all basically kind of came to the same result between 1995 and 2009. And then I have 2 more to reference on here that are upwards of 2018 and such that kind of show the same information. But basically, the question is, how often should we train and at what intensities? I was just talking with one of my TOA affiliates today about this very topic. We get clients that'll come in and they go, hey, I want to train 1 day a week and with you, and then I'll do some walking and some yoga and some other things, but I just want 1 day of resistance training a week. And our answer back to that is, to me, it's not worth your investment. I don't feel like you're going to get your money's worth if you only come and train with me 1 day a week. After 24 to 48 hours, the initial value of our training session has basically worn off, okay? And you are due or you're ready for another one at that point. And the more well-trained you become, the sooner that stimulus needs to come. Meaning, as you get in better shape, you can train more often, okay? But in the very beginning, if you just do 1 day, Monday, and then I don't see you, we have 168 hours in a week. One of them is gone from our training. So for 167 other hours in the week, I don't know what you're doing. And let's just say you're not resistance training. I've got an entire week of your body going from swollen, pump, feeling good, endorphins, everything's rushing, to I'm losing the pump about 12 to 24 hours later, to 48 hours, basically everything's worn off, to 3 or 4 days now where we're in early onset of atrophy, where at a week you could be borderline early onset sarcopenia, meaning that you're losing muscle mass to a point where maybe you're losing your ability to produce the same amount of strength or power or even function, okay? And then we repeat that whole cycle all over again. Where is that going to get you, the client, the lifter? Where is this going to get you? Nowhere quick. We need another day. You got to have a second day. They need to be 48 to 72 hours apart. And for me to find enough value in asking you for money, right, to come and train with me, I would be doing you an injustice. I'd be taking your money and you'd get no result with 1 day a week. So when you come to me and you say, I want to do 1 day a week, I say, no, I don't train like that. It's not worth your investment. It's not worth my time, because we're not going to get anywhere. We're just going to keep every week, we're going to keep skating along on our skateboard in one place. We're not going anywhere. So the answer is 2, okay? The answer is 2. And with 2 comes a couple of things. 2 brings you an opportunity to recover in between training sessions. We need recovery. 48 to 72 hours for the beginner. You need that recovery period to allow your body not to get injured, but also to allow your body and mind not to be overstimulated, stressed, and get to a point where you either burn out and or don't look forward to the next training session, okay? Now, if you train so hard that first session, you're like, I got to train again the next day because I'm so sore, I can't, that's your fault, but we made a mistake, okay? Not your fault. I'm just saying, like, in programming, we screwed up somewhere. You should be able to do a training session, feel good for 2 days, come back, do another training session, feel good for 2 to 3 days, and then we repeat that cycle. And according to this research, which again has been repeated quite a few times, if you look at the very bottom, that says strength gains after 12 weeks of training for 1, 2, or 3 days per week. We had the best gains for 2 days a week. This is for the untrained individual, okay? Untrained, meaning they're coming in off the couch. Those that had 1 day a week only had 5%. Those that came in 3 days a week had 12. Those that came in 2 days a week had 16%. Okay. Injury rates went like this. 1 day a week, injury rate was the highest. 3 days a week, second highest. 2 days a week, third highest. So not only did you get the most recovery and the most benefit, but you had the least likely opportunity to get injured. Okay. Now, we look at the potential for you to train. I'm going to jump into, not that, I'm going to jump into, here it is, into my articles here that I wanted to show you. Okay. This is from Victor Tringali. I'm sure I'm not saying that right, but this is off the NSCA's website. Very good article. I've read this quite a few times. Resistance exercise and, specific to the older adult and kind of gives you some good guidelines here. And we're going to go down to frequency. Okay. Now he gives us some really good outlines on here on 2 to 3 days a week. What percentage of your 1RM? I'm not a huge 1RM fan, but a 7 or an 8 out of an RPE of a 1 to 10 rate of perceived exertion, something like that. You want to train full body. You want to train 2 to 3 days. Again, in the very beginning, first 3 months, I would say twice a week, at least 48 to 72 hours in between. And then eventually after 3 months, bump it to 3 days. And then I'd say another 3 months, you could bump it to 4 days and continue that progression, okay, as you go. Now, when do we stop? Okay, when is enough enough? Hear this. You should exercise every single day. You don't have to resistance train every day, but you should exercise every day. So that means resistance training 3, maybe 4 days as you get 6 months into your training program. Let's say up to 4 days. Okay. Rucking, loaded walking. I love this. Put on a vest, put on a backpack, go for walks on your off days. Swimming, running, if your body is capable of handling that. Just going on walks. Again, I think carrying load is going to be very beneficial for you. Tai Chi, yoga, Pilates, yard work, gardening, any pickleball, golf, tennis. Be active is the point. Every day, be active, because sitting at home, doing nothing as you age is only increasing your inability to stay active. We have something called the disability threshold. You're born, you're a little baby, that threshold very low. You're not able to do anything, barely move your head, open your eyes. As you get older, up to about 30, you kind of maximize your ability to do everything. After 30, we're on this downward trajectory, but how steep of a downhill trajectory is that going to be? That's what we're going to decide based on how often we resistance train, how often we ruck, how often we swim, how often we golf, how mobile, how active, how capable, how healthy our diet, how we sleep, how hydrated we are. All of this goes into mind and body. Training frequency, training opportunity, training quality, not quantity. Okay. Hundreds of reps and thousands of reps done poorly lead to damage, lead to injury. Much fewer reps done with higher quality result in a good functioning body, feeling strong, feeling capable, able. It's where a good coach comes in, where good programming comes in, and where the practical application of resistance training in-house must carry to the outside world to allow you to pick things up, carry them, throw, lift, press, twist, pull, carry, all of these movements that we do on a daily basis. Train them in here so I perform them out there without injury. There's always going to be a risk of you guys getting injured. That's always going to be. But what we really need is to decrease that by training you to your maximum potential. And if you're just getting off the couch, you listen to this and you're like, Rob, I'm inspired. I'm ready to go and lift. 2 days a week, not 1. 2 days a week, 48 to 72 hours apart. Start small, 20 minutes, get things rolling. On your other days of the week, walk, swim, golf, tennis, do something. Eventually, every single day, we should have an hour of physical activity. to increase your quality of life, to maintain your independence, to keep your body and your mind as capable and able and sharp and invested and independent as possible. Two greatest fears the older adult has. Number one, I'm going to fall down and not be able to get up. Number two, I'm going to lose my mind to the point where I need someone else to take care of me. Don't want to become dependent on others. We want to maintain our independence. What is base level number one for that? Strong body. What comes with a strong body? Strong mind.